You know that moment, right? You catch your cat just staring intently at a wall that looks totally blank to you. It's a classic cat owner experience, and let's be honest, it's kind of creepy. You start to wonder, are they seeing a ghost, or is there something else going on inside those amazing eyes? Well, let's find out. We're going to dive in and decode the incredible science behind your cat's vision. I mean, it really gets you thinking, doesn't it? What in the world are they actually seeing that we're missing? The answer is pretty incredible. It all comes down to an eye that's, well, it's a masterpiece of evolution. It's not designed for reading a book or scrolling on your phone. It's a precision tool, perfectly built for one thing: stalking prey when the light is low. Yeah, you know exactly the scene I'm talking about. It's 3 a.m, the house is pitch black, and your cat is absolutely locked in, laser focused on nothing, or what looks like nothing to you. So today, we're going to break down exactly how their amazing eyes work, and we'll figure out why that blank wall might not be so blank after all. Okay, so to really get what your cat sees, we've got to start with the basics, the actual hardware they're working with, because their eyes are fundamentally different from ours, and it all starts with one super obvious feature you've probably noticed. I'm talking about their pupils, of course. Unlike our boring round pupils, a cat's vertical slit is just so much cooler. It's incredibly versatile. In bright sunlight, it can shrink down to the tiniest little sliver to protect their super sensitive eyes. But then, in the dark, it opens up into that huge, familiar circle, just soaking up every single bit of available light. This super fast response is a massive advantage for a hunter that's most active at dawn and dusk. And that amazing ability to control light brings us to their most famous superpower, their night vision. Now, just to be clear, they can't see in total darkness. Nobody can. But their ability to see in really, really low light, it's honestly almost supernatural compared to what we can do. So what's the secret? Well, it's this remarkable little thing called the Tapetum lucidum. The easiest way to think about it is like a tiny biological mirror built right into the back of their eye. So when light comes in and misses the light-detecting cells the first time, this little mirror bounces it right back, giving those cells a second chance to catch it. How efficient is that? It's brilliant. You know that eerie, glowing eye look you get in photos when the flash goes off? Or when a car's headlights catch them in the dark? Yep, that's the Tapetum lucidum in action. You're literally seeing that mirror reflecting light back at you. It's the proof of their built-in military-grade night vision goggles. And the results are just wow. When you put that mirror together with a bigger cornea and way more light-sensitive cells, cats can see in light that is 6 times dimmer than what we need. 6 times. So just think about that. You walk into a room that seems totally pitch black to you, but your cat, they're probably moving around just fine. Okay, but with all this incredible superpower for seeing in the dark, you'd think there has to be a trade-off, right? In evolution, there's always a trade-off. And for cats, that trade-off is color. Now hold on, because there's a really common myth that cats see the world in black and white. And that's just not true. They absolutely see color. It's just not the same way we do. Think of it like their world is painted with a completely different set of crayons than ours. So here's why. It all comes down to the color-detecting cells in the eye, which are called cones. We humans, we have 3 types of cones, which lets us see all those rich reds, greens, and blues. Cats, they mostly just have 2 types. This means their world is mostly made up of blues and shades of yellow-green. So things that are bright red or pink to us, they probably just look like a dull brown or gray to them. Which makes sense, right? If you're hunting at dusk, being able to spot a red flower isn't nearly as important as seeing a gray mouse move in the gray shadows. Okay, so take a look at this. This is the world through our eyes. We see all these vibrant colors, right? The bright orange and green in the jacket, the deep blue of the cushion. It's a full color world. And now, this is probably what your cat sees. Big difference, huh? The reds and oranges are gone. They look more like a grayish or brownish yellow. But look, the blues and yellows still stand out. This is why that bright red laser pointer you use isn't actually red to your cat. To them, it's just this incredibly interesting, super fast-moving light, and that's what makes it so fun to chase. Which brings us to another really important trade-off. A cat's eyesight isn't designed for seeing every tiny detail in a painting at a museum. Nope, it's designed for one thing: spotting the absolute slightest twitch of a mouse's ear from across the yard.
So while cats have us totally beat when it comes to seeing in the dark and detecting motion, we actually win when it comes to sharpness or visual detail. Here's a crazy fact. Something that we can see clearly from 100 feet away would just look like a blurry blob to a cat. For them to see it sharply, they'd have to be only about 20 feet away. So in a sense, all cats are a little bit nearsighted.
And this nearsightedness explains another one of those weird cat quirks that I'm sure you've seen. You drop a treat for them, it's right under their nose, and they just sniff around, totally lost, like it vanished into thin air. You're pointing at it going, it's right there. So what's going on?
Well, believe it or not, they have a blind spot right in front of their face. Their eyes literally can't focus on anything closer than about 10 inches. It all just becomes one big blur. And that's when they switch from sight to their other amazing tools, their incredible sense of smell, and of course, all the information they're getting from those super sensitive whiskers.
Okay, so this is all really fascinating biology, but what does it actually mean for you and your cat at home? Well, knowing how they see the world can help you make their life, and especially your playtime together, way more fun and engaging for them. So here are a few tips. First, play to their strengths. Fast, unpredictable movements are key. A toy that zips and darts around is always going to trigger that hunter instinct more than something just sitting there. Second, next time you're buying toys, maybe go for something in blue or yellow. They'll be able to see those colors much better. And finally, the next time you see your cat staring at that wall, don't assume it's blank. They could be watching a tiny spider, a shadow you haven't noticed, or even just a little piece of dust floating in a sunbeam that's totally invisible to your eyes. So really, when you put it all together, you see that a cat's vision isn't better or worse than ours. It's just different. It's perfectly adapted for what they need to do. They're seeing the world exactly like a precision hunter would, a place full of tiny movements and hidden opportunities, especially when the lights go down.
Honestly, understanding your cat's unique biology is one of the best ways to build a stronger bond with them. Now, just remember, all this has been for educational fun. If you ever have any real medical concerns about your cat's eyes or their vision, please always consult with your certified veterinarian. They're the best resource you have. Thanks so much for joining me.